Hey guys, so this is my week 9 recap. Yeah, happy August, first of all. I know this video is getting to you a little late, but I figured better late than never. I've honestly actually had a couple internet problems, so oh well, but I'm here to review and tell you how my last week in July went. So basically it's actually been going a little better. You know, my shoulder's still a problem because of dislocation and all that, and I haven't been able to start physical therapy. But I did have a really good week food-wise. Let's see, Monday I actually ended up making one of my favorite meals that I've ever made. Simply because I am still enthralled by the genius of it all, which is that I actually made a meal completely out of random stuff I had in my fridge. You can read more about it on my blog, but long story short, I had a friend over and I was at a loss of what to cook for dinner for us, and I ended up finding fish and broccoli in my freezer and mixed that with some pasta and a little bit of Parmesan cheese that I had and some olive oil, and it turned into a really nice meal. You can check out the recipe online, but it's really honestly pretty much as simple as it sounds, and it made such a huge batch that I've actually been eating it for lunch last week and this week, so it worked out really well. You know, other than that, I've just kind of been eating pretty well, you know, just working on eating leftovers. I think that's really been key. I don't know if you saw, but on my blog, fitflexitarian.com, I've actually discovered that the easiest way for me to save money is to actually cook in big batches, and I always make sure to cook something that is frozen, that you can freeze easily, because then I don't have to eat it the next day. You know, the worst thing for me is if I make pasta, you know, for dinner one night, I don't necessarily want to be having pasta the whole next day, just because it's not that healthy, and I honestly get really bored. But when I make something that I can freeze and have a few days later, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. I also cooked a really great recipe where I, spurned by a friend of mine, I made a healthy ramen, and you know, she's actually been struggling lately with eating healthy on a really strict budget because she just moved to New York City and she's a writer. But what I actually decided to do is, she joked about, you know, she'll be only eating ramen for a whole week. And I was like, you know what? Even that can be healthy. I know that the noodles themselves don't have a lot of nutrients, but that's no reason why you can't have a healthy meal. So, you know, look for that recipe a few days from now on my blog. And, you know, it turned out really well. I just kind of mixed in some frozen spinach, some portobello mushrooms, and then I fried an egg on top, and it was really delicious and very filling, and also, by the way, made 3 portion sizes, so, you know, I had more leftovers. Yeah, so, and then I was kind of busy the rest of the week, the weekend, rather, with just a lot of stuff going on. So I've kind of let my fitness backtrack a little bit, but I'm definitely getting back to it this coming week. Yeah, basically what happened is that a friend of mine, well, his cousin actually came to town, and we're pretty friendly, so I ended up hanging out with them almost all of Friday and Saturday, and it just didn't leave a lot of time for all my other stuff besides, you know, having to run errands and do cooking and all that. But my Sunday was actually a really great day because I ended up spending it with a lot of friends that I really love. We threw a birthday party for one of our friends, and he, you know, the only thing he wanted is to not have to plan his own party, which I don't know why, since, you know, I'm a control freak a little bit, I admit, and I love planning. But it was fun, you know, he just sent out an email and we kind of planned it for him, and he was hugely surprised. You know, he's a huge fan of Broadway. He actually runs his own website, stagerush.com, and you know, we planned a Spring Awakening pool party, and it was great. We all dressed up in the beginning, then we all pretty much stripped when it got really hot and jumped in the pool, and it was great. And, you know, one of the things I loved about that is collaborating with all my friends to make the meals and the plans. You know, we had the girl whose house it was, you know, she contributed some of the food. Her parents cooked a little bit for us, which was absolutely amazing, and I really so appreciate that. You know, I volunteered to make cupcakes because I really wanted to make red velvet cupcakes that I had just had, and those were great. And, you know, other people brought some salads, people brought, you know, drinks. We made sangria with tons of fruit and blueberries, which are really good for you. And it was just really nice, and it was really lovely to collaborate on something like that with friends. And, you know, it just turned out really well. And I think that one of the things I really learned is that it is so good to just take a day off. And you know what, honestly, it's not that I wasn't thinking about my health that whole day, but I did kind of have a little bit of a mental break. And I think it's one of the most important lessons to learn is that it's okay to indulge once in a while, because honestly, I do know a few people that probably go never with having you know, any kind of indulgence or any kind of treat. But I also know perfectly healthy people who have ice cream once a day, and you know, ice cream is their one indulgence, but the rest of the day they eat healthy, and I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. You know, you just have to find your own balance. It's really all about just balancing yourself, your body, and your life. And you know, for me, that meant taking Sunday and having a little bit of sangria and having, you know, 2 mini cupcakes and some amazing food with my friends, and not really worrying too much about it. But you know, the rest of the week and this coming week, I'm eating much healthier, you know, and it's just all about finding the right way to do it. And I really think that's important for everybody, and I think you can do it too. So thanks for watching, and let me know how you're doing.